I guess I wonder when it comes down to connecting those dots between a humble action taker of a leader, and then also the success of a project from an investor's standpoint. What are those cues? What are those signs that you found are, of course, it could be a long list of potentialities, but what do you find is at least a filter to be able for investors to better navigate these waters, to tell the difference between those less effective communities, let's just say, versus those who are really taking action and doing something?
Yeah, so I guess the things that you can look out for really depend on your skill set, right? So for example, if you're a dev, you're able to, if you want to see if this is a legit project, look into GitHub, see if if there's actually working code and stuff like that. If you're not a dev, you can have a look at what the values of the project, what they're saying their ethos is, what their vision, and how close are their actions toward that vision, right? Are they actually being held accountable? And also, we're in a space that there's just so much changing in this particular space, and it's so new. Mistakes will happen. I say this because we have to allow founders to make some mistakes, because these things happen. And I'd like to see how teams, when they do make mistakes, do they own up to it, or do they come up with an excuse and actually put the blame somewhere else? And that's really something you should look out for, right? It's someone who would say, from a leader's perspective, someone who can accept, fold, and grow is someone I would be far more likely to listen to than someone that won't, because we are in a new space, and because we can and absolutely will make mistakes. All these hacks that happen, right? I say hacks, they're exploits. I want to see how the team respond to that. Do they come to their community and say, look, this was a mistake, or of an oversight, or something like that? Hold yourself accountable, own the issue that was faced, and then that's how you move forward. So yeah. What on the other side, there's so many people that say you have to be really crazy to build in the Web3 space, just because the amount of abuse that you might get from a community because the token price hasn't gone up, for example, right? Or something you have no control over. You could be constantly shipping stuff. You could be constantly pushing updates, and you're absolutely innovating in the space, but you're still getting abuse, right? So the effect on mental health cannot be overstated. It's absolutely a mess. Yes, founders can win, but more often than not, they don't, right? There's so many failures in the space.
They've definitely made some glass on the way.
Yeah, and to be willing to just put your reputation on the line and constantly try to build, that's a mark of someone who wants to build a better future for Web3, and I commend them for that.
That's powerful, and I love the way that your insights are so practical. It really shows the way that you're able to navigate both of those mindsets, because it's almost like what you've got there are the bones of what could be that ideal archetype, where the same way one might be looking for a target market to sell a product, just like fidget spinners or yoga pants or something. Here in the Web3 space, while we are small, there are different characters that we're after, and there's some that are much more favorable towards success than others. And
yes.
I don't usually hear such a pragmatic breakdown. And one of the things that really stood out to me was the connection between a leader's ability to take responsibility